Hi guys! Today we're going to talk about the parts of the cell and their functions. Everything that we see is made up of cells, but what is a cell made up of? So, cells are made up of small parts that each have a specific job to do for the cell to function. These small parts are called organelles. Their job include making and transporting proteins, releasing energy from food, controlling what enters and leaves the cell, and getting rid of the cell's wastes. While plant and animal cells have several of the same organelles, there are some structures that are found only in plants and not in animal cells, namely the cell wall and the chloroplast. Many of the organelles found in cells are made up of or surrounded by membrane and therefore would not be found in prokaryotic cells. But sadly, we won't be delving into prokaryotic cells any deeper because today we will be talking about organelles found in a typical eukaryotic cell. The first one on our list is the cell membrane. It surrounds the whole cell and it is in charge of saying no or saying yes to a foreign object and then letting it inside the cell. It also provides protection and support for the cell. The cell membrane can be found in both plant and animal cells. Next up, the nucleus. The nucleus is the largest organelle and it is made up of three parts: the nuclear membrane, chromosomes, and the nucleolus. The nucleus controls all of the cell's activities and controls which proteins are made. It can be found in both plant and animals, but only in eukaryotic cells. The third one is the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is a clear, thick, jelly-like material that contains a large amount of water, about 70%, and can be found inside the cell membrane but outside the nucleus. It contains all the organelles outside of the nucleus. It can be found in both plants and animals. Next up, the endoplasmic reticulum. The ER extends from the nuclear membrane to the cell membrane. It is a folded, tube-like membrane that moves materials, especially proteins, around the cell. It is the cell's transportation system. It can be found in both plants and animals. The next one are ribosomes. Some ribosomes float freely in cytoplasm. Most are attached to the ER. They are small grain-like bodies that makes protein. It can be found in both plants and animals. The sixth one on our list are the Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies are stacks of flat membrane-covered sacs, and it looks a lot like smooth ER. Its job is to sort and modify proteins from the ER to different jobs that are then packaged in sacs called vesicles that will either be disposed or distributed. This can be found in both plants and animals. Mitochondria. These are the rod-shaped structures that have a folded inner membrane within an outer membrane. It releases the energy from the sugar in the food the cell takes in. It is basically the powerhouse of the cell, and it can be found in both plants and animals. Next one are the lysosomes. It can be found in the cytoplasm. Its first function is to break down large food molecules before it enters the mitochondria. Its second function is to digest waste products, worn-out organelles, and injured or dead cells. Third is to protect the cell from foreign invaders. It is also the self-destruct device for the cell. It is common in animal cells but rare in plant cells. And the last one, the vacuoles. It is a large, round, fluid-filled sac. It is the storage area for food, water, wastes, and other materials. Plants have one very large vacuole, while animals have a few small ones. And there you have it, the organelles found in a typical eukaryotic cell. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye!